Morning guys, here we are back over here in Swarthmore, and we are visiting a project that we did in 2019 for Susan and Ben, and we're going to let Susan talk a little bit about her experience and how the project went.
So I'll welcome you into our garden. From the very beginning, in the first step, you can see the work of Johnny's group bringing in a beautiful stone for the entrance of our garden. First time I met Johnny, right here in this spot, and I was under quite a lot of duress because the contractors that we had hired were really not doing the kind of work that I had expected. There were lots of breakdowns of communication, and thank goodness I found Johnny, because the minute we met right here, he looked at the wall that they were doing and said, "Susan, this isn't going to stand. And let me tell you why." And I got a quick education on stone masonry. Everything that he said made sense. And from that point forward, I knew we were going to be moving the project to Johnny and his men. So we were really fortunate to begin this project right before COVID, and it was a lifelong dream for us to have a pool. We wanted it to be just so, and we had had a landscape architect and an architect involved in the project. What we didn't have were people who were capable of executing. Once we saw how well the wall had been completed, we knew that we needed to have Johnny and his crew look at the rest of what work had been done. And this pool house floor had been done totally incorrectly. It was apparent that it was sloped in the wrong direction. The water would have done long-term damage to the structure of this pool house that we had had custom built for us. And so they redid the floor. And you could see from the very beginning that the work was much more precise. There was an expertise. There was a total comfort with what they were doing. And it was night and day between what I saw with them and what I had seen with the previous contractor. So for us, the bottom line is that we didn't know what we didn't know. And we needed someone who not only was an expert, but could help us understand why what they were doing was so critically important to the quality and long-term sustainability of our project, because we didn't want to be repeating this in 5 or 10 years. And so again, besides the wall, besides the floor and foundation of the pool house, they knew exactly what to do when it came to setting the surround of the pool in place. And one thing I can say about Johnny and his men is that they know how to communicate. They know how to communicate what is needed, what the risks are in doing the work poorly, and what the benefits are to doing the work correctly. And so that helped my husband and I truly understand the difference in quality. And we were willing to pay for the higher quality because we knew that that was going to be fitting to the project, fitting to our expectations, and fitting to our long-term needs. So for us, managing our expectations is a really, really important part of what a contractor needs to be good at. And we can't say enough good things about Johnny. He'll laugh when I ask him about something, and then he'll give me the straight answer. And that established a bedrock of trust that was critically important for us. So once we had the trust established, it was like the weight of the world lifted off our shoulders, and the project started being fun again. It started being creative. It started being a real partnership in what we could do. And Johnny gave a lot of input to even us and our architects on what would work best in terms of water management, sloping of things, positioning of things. And you can see that in the wall that he created with our hot tub, with the steps he created in terms of the elevation differences, and even the exercise platform that we put in beside the garage. And one thing after the other, they could do it, and we trusted them, and it made it really fun for us. The the project kept growing in scope and scale because we saw things that Johnny and his guys could do that were going to elevate the whole property, including providing the cobblestones around our driveway, adding cobblestone work to our driveway, and that just kept going and going, including our front walkway. So as I talk about Johnny, I realize that trust is the foundation. And just like these steps, there are steps in the trust and relationship, and every step of the way, Johnny was there to kind of handhold, guide us, help us understand what needed to be done. And everything was done so beautifully and with such kindness and professionalism and cleanliness that it made this project a real joy for us. So it took an otherwise really sour situation and turned it into something that became really fun and enjoyable again for my husband and me.
So get in touch today via the contact form on our website at kellymasonrymainline.com and let us know how we can help you with your next outdoor living project.